Hi, everybody. My name is Michelle Johnson, and I am one of the space teachers for Richmond Public Schools. And today we are going to be learning about bridges. I am going to do a PowerPoint presentation for you and go over it with you. And then at the end of the presentation, you should be able to complete our STEM challenge. So what I'm going to do first is I am going to share my screen with you. And on my screen, you will be able to see the PowerPoint. And I am going to go through it to give you a good idea of what we're going to be talking about. The presentation was put together by a few of my teammates, Miss Barksdale, myself, Miss Merritt, and Miss Robinson. The objectives here today, the number one objective is to identify the different types of bridges, which you will see throughout this presentation. After this lesson, you will be able to apply the engineering design process to construct a bridge within the given constraints or limits. 3, identify any weaknesses and improve upon your design. And 4, understand how engineers use the design process to solve problems. This is the design process. If you follow my arrow, the first step in the design process is ask. You ask the question, what is the problem? What is the problem that you are trying to solve? Then imagine. When you imagine, you are using your brain and your creativity to come up with some ideas of how to solve the problem. After you imagine, you begin to plan. Your plan could be many different things. It can be a list of possible solutions. It can be questions that you need to answer. It can be drawings that you would like to make of something that you would actually like to create. After your planning stage, you get to actually create. And in creating, you're putting something physical together to help solve the problem. And after you do your creating, you need to go back and see if you can make it better. That's how you get to improve. Along with creating, you'll do a little bit of testing, and then hopefully you can have the best design possible. Today, we're going to be talking about bridges. What is a bridge? A structure or passage that connects people to resources, places, and other people. People go across the bridge to get from one side to the next. A brief history. Do you see a problem here? What could be the solution? Engineers look for ways to solve problems. Watch the video to see the ideas that others have tried. Now, you may click on the link and watch the video at another time, but we're not going to watch the video right now because I don't want to take up too much time in this presentation. Today, we'll talk about different types of bridges. These are the types we'll discuss: the beam bridge, a truss, the arch, the cantilever, a suspension bridge, and a drawbridge. You may have heard of some of these types of bridges. We'll start with the beam bridge. The beam bridge is the simplest and oldest type of bridge. It is supported by an abutment or pier at each end. It can be made from timber, that's wood, iron, steel, or reinforced concrete. It is used to carry pedestrians. Pedestrians are walking people, automobiles, and trucks. A beam bridge can go from something really, really simple to these long beam bridges that you see in the pictures. Our next bridge is a truss. Truss is a load-bearing superstructure composed of beams. It carries pedestrians, pipelines, automobiles, trucks, light and heavy rail or train tracks. It can be made also from timber, iron, steel, or reinforced concrete. Now, when you look at a truss, you should see some different shapes in there. I see some rectangles, but I also see a lot of triangles. Triangles are a great shape to hold a load. Next, we have our arch. An arch is a bridge that looks like half a circle. This semicircle is what holds the load. The arch is one of the most popular bridges. It has abutments at each end of a curved arch. It can be made of stone, concrete, timber, or iron. And the arch is one of the oldest type of bridges as well. The next one is the cantilever. Cantilever is a very interesting type of bridge because it is a bridge that is built with cantilevers. Cantilevers are the structures that project horizontally into space that are supported on only one end. It carries pedestrians, automobiles, trucks, light and heavy rail. There are many different styles of cantilever bridges, and you can see more here. So if you were to click on that link, you would also get more information on the cantilever bridge. The next type is our suspension bridge. The suspension bridge uses tension, the pulling force, to hold up the deck. It looks like it's being held up by wires, but the cables, towers, and supports on either side help to support the load. Early suspension bridges were made of rope. Today, iron and steel are used for the cables. This makes the bridge much stronger. Check out these suspension bridges. The next one is our drawbridge. The drawbridge is also known as a bascule bridge. It's a movable bridge that allows ships to pass under. It uses a counterweight that balances a span or one side. In our video here, you can see the drawbridge open up to allow the ship to pass underneath the bridge. After the ship passes under the bridge, the two spans can come back together to make the complete bridge so that cars can still go across it. I think the drawbridge is pretty cool. Drawbridges started way back many years ago. And again, if you want more information, you can always click on that link to get more information on different types of drawbridges. Which bridge was your favorite? There are many different types of bridges around the world and across the United States. As you look at these pictures, I want you to think of what type of bridge would be best for your area. Maybe the next time you and your family get the chance to go driving, we'll pay closer attention to the type of bridge that you may cross. Now, as we get to our fairy tale STEM challenge, you are going to be asked to read the story of Three Billy Goats Gruff. And then your challenge says, the wooden bridge in the story is damaged by a storm. Your challenge is to use the engineering design process to construct a new bridge for the three Billy Goats to cross on their way back home. You're going to be using very simple materials in your design. Anything you have around the house, such as index cards, printer paper, newspaper, popsicle sticks, toilet paper rolls, straw, or anything that you can find. You can also use scissors and tape. You must have your bridge at least 1 foot long, and your bridge must be able to support at least 50 pennies for 30 seconds. Now, after you finish that part, then you can do some additional challenges, such as find out how many pennies your bridge can hold, or look at your bridge and think of ways to make it stronger. Maybe have some little Hot Wheels cars go over your bridge, or maybe put some remote controls on it. And if you're in upper elementary, such as 4th grade or 5th grade, then maybe you can research a particular bridge. Find out as many interesting facts as you can. Compare 2 different types of bridges and list the pros or benefits and cons, deficits of each one. That means what's good about it and what's bad about it. Last question, has a major bridge ever collapsed? Find out which one and why. What could the engineers have done differently? Those are some interesting questions about bridges. We have some additional resources that you can click on that will take you to some videos about bridges as well. Okay, that brings me to the end of my demonstration. Now, what I want you to start thinking about is the materials that you'll be using around your house. Because as I said, you can use something as simple as paper. Like I have this paper here, just a piece of newspaper that I got, came in the mail. Just as long as you understand, if your paper stays flat, it's going to be really thin and it's not going to hold up much. So it's going to make a lot more sense for you to fold your paper some kind of way. If you fold it, you can also use it to create different shapes, such as those triangle shapes that we saw in the truss bridge. Okay, the triangle shapes are great for holding on to a load. So you may choose to use a few triangles and tape them together, or you may choose to use your paper and roll it into something that looks like a circle or a cylinder. That could be another type of way to make an abutment for your bridge. Or you could use something as simple as toilet paper rolls. Your toilet paper rolls can be your abutments, and then maybe you can make just a simple beam bridge with your toilet paper rolls. But you're going to have to figure out a way to hold the load. That's the important part, because your bridge does have to be at least a foot long and it does have to hold a load. Okay? So think about the things that you can use around your house. This brings me to the end of my demonstration. And I want you guys to stay safe, stay healthy, and unfortunately, you got to stay inside. Hopefully, we'll see you again soon. Talk to you later.